Hey! What's up, Montreal, you goofy assholes? I love this fucking town. I flew here this time, thank God. Every time I drive here, I hate it. I hate your border. The last time I drove here, I brought my friend Lewis with me, who's like a pothead. And I go, dude, don't bring weed, because they're gonna stop us and go through all of our shit. And he goes, don't worry, I won't. That's his pothead voice. Don't worry. And he didn't bring weed, but what he brought was, in his keys that were in his bag, he has a little container on his keys that's clearly for weed to hold weed in. And the guys found it and they started asking him questions about it. And there's nothing in it, but like the answers that Lewis gave were awful. Like he panicked and he just gave shitty, and he would say the word what before every answer to make it sound worse. So the guy's like, what's this here in your keys? And Lewis goes, what? My keys? He goes, no, I mean this, what's this container on your keys? He goes, what? A container? He goes, what's in this container? He goes, what? Nothing. And the next question he asked, if you own this container, you should probably have a lie prepared. And he didn't. And the one he gave was awful. It didn't make any, this guy goes, what do you normally keep in the container? And he goes, what? Cologne? Cologne. In a screw top container on his keys, right. Well, I make my own cologne. Why would I buy it? All these wonderful smells around me I can gather and keep in this container with Bob Marley on one side, and I have an 8-year-old daughter. I know I shouldn't. She's 8 years old, and I haven't lost a pound of the baby weight, but 8. It's very weird. I don't like having a girl. I love her, don't like her. I'd like her more if she was a boy. I wish she was a boy. I prayed for it. I blew on her thumb really hard to see if a penis would pop out. Nothing. Tiny vagina is too much responsibility. Very awkward for me. As a man, it's very awkward. A couple Christmases ago, my daughter was running around the house like a retard. For no reason whatsoever. And she tripped and fell in a sitting position on the corner of a box. Got a cut on the inside of her vagina. It was bleeding. And her mom goes, oh my God, you gotta take her to the hospital. And I'm like, motherfucker, you have to take her to the hospital. Like, look at me. I can't walk into an emergency room with a baby girl like, doctor, her pussy's bleeding. I don't wanna get into the who's and the what's. Let's just say it's bleeding and that's a problem. One, we'll fix that. And then I'll talk to a social worker. It's probably not what you think. She's 8 now, which is great. When she was younger and I used to have to help her go to the bathroom, that was the scariest thing ever in the world. That's the worst. That's an uncomfortable father thing. Women, you should all thank your fathers for going through that uncomfortable shit. Just your naked little girl and you. It's very awkward. I thought my daughter was gonna get me arrested one time because of that. I was trying to talk to her one day about, remember when Dateline NBC was catching internet perverts? I thought everyone was a pervert, so I was trying to talk to her, maybe a little too young, about not letting people touch her. And I thought she was gonna get me arrested. Her name's Isabella, and I was like, Isabella, does anybody ever touch you in your private places? And she was like, yeah, Daddy, you do. I'm like, whoa. Shh. Like, what do you mean? And she goes, if I have to go to the bathroom and it's just me and you do. You have to help me. And I go, oh. Now I know what she means, and it's pretty innocent. But the fucking cops aren't gonna know what she means if she yells, my daddy does. And I can't tell her not to say anything, so I guess it's worse if a cop goes, does anybody ever touch you? And she goes, I'm not supposed to say. My dad made me promise never to tell anyone ever. I've already said too much. I'm dead when I get home. He's crazy. I used to think I wanted to grow up to be a lesbian because that'd be easier than having to deal with dudes. But then I realized I hate lesbians. It's not a gay thing. I love gay dudes, they're great. They're always dancing around, giving you gifts. They're fine people. I've never met a nice lesbian, and every time I meet another one, they're just like, oh yeah, that's right, they're fucking horrendous. I got a hand job from a lesbian once, which was odd. It wasn't good. I was in Alaska, first of all, which answers a lot of the questions you're gonna ask. It's a very lonely town for me, Alaska. I don't get laid there a lot. It's home of the most confident, obese women I've ever seen in my life. And I'm fat and I'm not confident. That's the way it's supposed to be. These women are humongous and confident. 700 pounds and cocky. You know why? The guys in Alaska love them. They love these huge chicks. I don't know if they covet them for heat or if they cut them open and sleep inside them like that creature in the beginning of Empire Strikes Back. These are guesses. I'm guessing. But they weren't fucking me. And the lesbian offered me a hand job. I said yes. And it was terrible. I knew it was going to be terrible. She's a lesbian. She deals with vaginas that self-lubricate. My dick doesn't do that. And I pulled it out very nervously. And she grabbed it right in the middle, no spit or nothing. And just gave a mean, like fucking, it's like Judge Judy on my balls. Like, settle down. Contempt. Dry. So, way too far up, way too hard down. Friction every step of the way. Every time she went up and slammed down, it looked like my pee hole was screaming, like, no! Tell my story. Montreal, you guys have been fucking amazing, man. Thank you very much. See you next time.